Okay, so welcome everybody. We are about to start the panel Money Matters, which will cover a range of topics from women's financial inclusion to the concept of financial wellness and what that means for your overall wellness. And we will hear from our distinguished panelists some of their insights, their advice, from their own lived experience, both in the professional sphere and in the personal sphere. So first of all, I would like to welcome our panelists. So we have Zareen Karim. So Zareen is a seasoned leader with brand management, product innovation, and corporate communication expertise. As director of Orion, a prominent conglomerate in Bangladesh, she has played a key role in driving rapid growth. Her strategic vision and entrepreneurial spirit have propelled her success in managing her family businesses, including Orion Pharma Limited, Orion Infusion Limited, and Orion Holdings Limited. She holds directorship positions in other ventures such as Star Associates Limited and Zaisha Fashion Limited. Her leadership, coupled with her extensive experience and qualifications, continues to significantly impact the business domain. Can everybody give Zareen a hand of applause? Wonderful. Next, we have Dilruba. So Dilruba Chowdhury is an experienced managing director with a demonstrated history of working in the oil and energy industry. Strong business development professional. She's a strong business development professional, skilled in negotiations, operations management, asset management, human resource development and management, and she currently serves as the director of corporate planning and head of human resources and administration at the East Coast Group of Companies. Additionally, she holds the position of managing director of Parkside Products and serves as a permanent director at Tiger Tours Limited. She is a director on the board of Green Delta Insurance, where she currently chairs the executive committee. A hand of applause for Dilruba, please. Now, Shamima Akhter has over 18 years of experience in communications, corporate affairs, and public relations. Currently serving as Director of Corporate Affairs, Partnerships, and Communications at Unilever. She leads initiatives such as documenting company history, launching sustainability reports, and managing plastic waste programs. Her diverse background includes roles at Coca-Cola, Grameenphone, QB, and work with USAID and UNDP. Actively engaged in committees focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and environmental issues, she holds master's degrees in development studies and gender studies. She is passionate about adventure and aims to drive business growth through corporate affairs, stakeholder management, and sustainability efforts. So some applause for Shamima, please. And last but not least, we have Mehruba Reza. Mehruba is a senior vice president and head of TARA. So TARA is is a main sponsor for Dhaka Flow. Thank you for being here on behalf of TARA. So she's a senior vice president and head of TARA, Agami, and premium banking segments at BRAC Bank, with a passion for empowering entrepreneurship and promoting financial inclusion among women. Mehruba spearheaded the launch and establishment of TARA in Bangladesh. Leading the initiative from inception to launch, she collaborated with various departments at BRAC Bank to bring TARA to fruition. TARA stands as the first comprehensive banking solution launched by any bank in Bangladesh, thanks to Mehruba's dedication and leadership. So a hand of applause for Mehruba, please. All right, so let's get into it. Money matters. Okay. So we are at a wellness festival, right? Dhaka Flow is all about wellness. But have you thought about your financial wellness? So let's talk about financial wellness and what that means. I'd like to ask my panelists to give their thoughts on what financial wellness is. How would you define it in practical terms?
Shall I start?
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to sit with all those great, amazing women leaders and in this special day. You have rightly said that in this wellness event, why financial wellness is discussed. Because without financial empowerment or wellness, no individual is, well, very clear. And I think there has been a stigma in our society where we think that women should not be talking about money at all, right? In many cases, we are discouraged especially we have seen that especially in the disadvantaged group, you would see that women do not hold money, they do not transact with it, and they always think that this is not their subject matter. And in many cases, we see that women shy away from handling money or even having a negotiation on what their own rights and wealth should be. So, and this is the reason if you see that our households are led by men, and when women only get to do that when, the men is not really doing it. I'm talking about mass public perspective. And in many cases, we have seen that women come out to do jobs or pursue any financial career right after they feel like they do not have any means to support themselves or their family. That says that they never planned it before, hence they feel absolutely in a disastrous situation when they do not have that planned future what they should have. Hence, in a Women's Day like this, where we are talking about investing in women, and that's going to bring the sustainability. That's the reason it's very important to break the taboo of saying that money is not women's matter. In fact, it is. And when women handle some money, they invest on family, they invest on society, and they invest for their own well-being. This is the reason. This is the right time to have a discussion on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Dilruba, would you like to add to that?
Yes, of course. Assalamu alaikum সবাইকে নারী দিবসের শুভেচ্ছা সবাইকে। সো এই বছরের যে থিমটা ইন্সপায়ার ইনক্লুশন, এই থিমটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি অনেক রেজোনেট করে ওয়াই উই নিড টু টক অ্যাবাউট ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল ওয়েলনেস অ্যাবাউট উইমেন। So inclusion needs to be in everywhere, in every part of life for women. So when we prioritize the women at home by giving them the decision authority about the children, about food, which are very important for a family, then why not financial wellness why not it shouldn't be decided by women? So that is why Tara is here. So we want to resonate this fact that financial wellness is equally important for women. So we want to make our women more empowered with money. That's why we have a segment from my bank which deals with money of a woman. And we strongly believe যে একটা মহিলা যখন একটা বাসাকে এত সুন্দর করে ম্যানেজ করতে পারে, সে অবশ্যই ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল ওয়েলনেসকেও অনেক সুন্দর করে তুলে ধরতে পারে। So that is why when we talk about financial wellness, we want to resonate this fact that we have to include women in all the decisions related to financing. Thank you so much.
Dilruba?
I mean, they have covered everything. I don't know what to say, but I would definitely love to touch a little bit on the social stigma thing. I will say a little bit of it in Bangla and English. I think I will be able to express myself better. People think that, women who invest, that is so unheard of. Why will women invest, especially in themselves? Taina, they should get married and, manage the house and do all these things. Even though people are saying that we are moving forward and things are changing, but still I feel like there is a lot of awareness that we need to create. We need to tell all the women and all the girls out there, please invest, save up. I feel like the females, they actually save more. They're more conscious about these things because when we are growing up, we go through so many phases, a bit more I would say it's like more intense than our male counterparts in some cases. I'm not saying in all cases, just in the general sense that we are more conscious, we are more alert. So we save more, we learn more, and we're like, what are the things we can do to protect ourselves, to protect our offspring, to protect our homes, our families? We have that kind of mental state, that thinking. So I would say that you do the same thing with your finances. If you're doing that with your emotional and your physical well-being, we definitely need to be more concerned about our financial well-being because we can do so much. We have so many ideas and the possibilities are endless. So today, I'm loving this discussion and I'm sure we are going to talk more about it. Thank you so much for hearing me.
Thank you. Zareen?
Very good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to each and every single members of Dhaka Flow and a special shout out to Ambreen for bringing me here and to you, Shahirah, for being the mediator. I'm sitting among all the women, and I feel honored and privileged, first of all. So it says about inspire her wellness. Wellness doesn't include only physical wellness or mental wellness. Wellness includes the financial part as well, which I believe that it's an integral part. So may it be a homemaker or we are at work, financial part is totally related to us. আমাদের সাথে অতপ্রতভাবে জড়িত. Like, it's so integrated, it has to be there. We need to talk about finance, we need to talk about funds, we need to talk about a woman having a bank account. It's okay to have a bank account, especially among us where we belong. It's easy and it's easier for us, but there are women who are struggling. There are women, even in Bangladesh especially, there are some women who have to sacrifice her studies because her brother needs to study. Forget the finance part. So that's where the first sacrifice a woman is making. So we need to get out of that stigma that a daughter needs to study, so does the son. So a daughter's job is not to get married and to do household work. So the first thing I believe is that we need to come out of that stigma. We need to come out of that. And it's okay to talk about finance. Women should talk about it because I believe that when a woman does it, we do it better, if no less. It's the same as men. If they can do it as the way we do household work, I believe a man should be part of doing the household work too. There's nothing called a man doing it or a woman doing it. So that's about it. So we need to talk about it and we need to encourage women. We need to encourage the girls, especially the underprivileged ones, especially where they cannot talk about it, that come out of that. Do something small. Doesn't have to be something very big. Start. You need to start somewhere for your better future, you need to start for a better foundation, and the future and the success will come eventually. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we've talked about financial wellness and what it means. I think one of the interesting points that you made, Dilruba, is that women are often the keepers of wellness. We safeguard wellness for the family, for ourselves. We are the ones that are investing to make sure that to ensure everybody's well-being, health and well-being, and that's across different spheres of life, including the finances. There's been research that shows that men, when they have extra money, when they have disposable income, they will spend it on things like they'll spend it on gadgets. In countries where in countries in Africa, for example, they might spend it on buying alcohol or cigarettes, whereas women tend to invest in the family, right? And yes, please.
So this is something a learning. When we launched TARA, we introduced health insurance with only for women with the savings scheme. But later on, some of my customers actually told me that if they can have a health insurance product which also covers their family members. So what I meant is that women are more sensible and thinking about everyone in their family. So we also interviewed some male customers, but they never had an idea of saying that with my insurance product, I want an insurance benefit for my wife. But whenever it's women, I have seen that they always talk about their family. They always give us suggestions that can we have something including our family members. So by that I actually mean that they actually think about so many things in their family. So it's better to let them handle the money part of the family as well.
So when we invest in financial wellness for women, we're basically investing in the financial wellness of the family, of the whole of society. That's what I'm hearing. So what are some of the barriers aside from the stereotypes, the social stigmas around money that prevent women from asking for what they're worth or being able to raise investment capital? Any thoughts on that?
I was hearing from one of the panelists that she said that her expertise is actually on negotiation. I would say that is very important. I think it's hard for women to say that, this is my value, this is my worth. We are always right. And if you see it, and it's a very generic comparison. The company I work for, I have 20,000 workers, right, like colleagues. And I've seen that a man would come and say that, you know what, I have done this in a annual appraisal. But my female colleagues, I have to probe them, saying that, okay, tell me what are the successes you have driven. They say, like, you know what, I tried my best. That's it. And I'm saying, okay, who's going to talk about your own successes if you don't say it, from by yourself? That is saying that we always feel like, okay, I shouldn't be talking about my own success, because it's part of our humility or humbleness that we learn from the family. But it is not working at this moment. So first of all, I think that women do not want to speak up about their own needs. This is the sacrificing mentality that we all have is not working for us. Number two, that it is a fact that we have realized that men do a lot more research than women. They would come up saying, then hang on, I know my friends, they work in the same position, they ask for this, so I'll ask double. And we'll come with that negotiation skill, saying that, hang on, I know this is I should be paid like that. But a woman will be very shy asking someone that, how much do you make with this kind of job? Opening up, networking, asking for help, support, ideas, mentoring is very important for women to succeed. These are the two things I have seen working in the social, kind of like high-end society or in a corporate world. Also, as I handle sustainability, I work with a lot of women disadvantaged groups. And I have seen that, and that is maybe where TARA sort of organization is working, is that they are unaware of the fact that what are the changes which has happened. They simply do not know that, okay, I can ask for a, interest-free loan, or this kind of, without any paper I can get even loan. They even don't know it, because somehow messages does not go to them, right? We are unable, this is our failure, I would say, we are unable to send the messages who needs it most. So there is a bit of that awareness issue that is existing in the mass people. That is the reason I think that women are having an issue of like negotiating with it well. First of all is they yet to know the art of negotiation. Number two is having the right information on hand so that they know that what is their right and what both.
Okay, so just to recap a little bit, some of the strategies are research. So like men, women who are going to negotiate for a new position or a higher salary should do their research and be able to.
Yeah. But at the same time, first of all, convince your own self that I am worth. I know this job well and no one can do it better than me. Self-belief. We always want endorsement from others saying that, am I good? Am I good? Do you think that I'm doing fine? No, first believe that, okay, you are doing great. And then and only then you do research and then go and, learn the tricks and techniques of, negotiation in every part of our life.
So let me ask a personal question then. So have you had a moment in your careers where you lacked, where your self-belief faltered, and you really had to dig deep to find that self-belief and confidence? Have you had a moment like that, and would you feel comfortable sharing? What did you do to get that self-belief back so that you could speak up for yourself and fight for yourself?
I've had that often. A lot. If you're asking me a personal question, and I'm going to be honest, okay. I feel like a lot of us do this to ourselves. There's a lot of self-doubt. We operate out of fear, and it's because of a lot of conditioning. I think every woman, girl, everybody present here have been through this. And why do we have this doubt that we cannot? Oh, girls are bad at math. They don't understand this. They won't understand the technicality of it all. This. I have, even though it's our family-run business, but I do work independently in many other organizations. but I don't want to toot my own horn here. I just want to explain and express myself about that concern. It's wherever I went, I was the youngest or the only female. The way people looked at me at first, I had to earn my position. It was a very difficult task. More than that, to earn it, I had to tell myself, do I really deserve this? Am I worthy to be here? And then I used to ask around. I needed this validation. I feel like women are always asking for validation, not men. It's because the men are always pumping them up, like, yeah, you can do this. Oh, you got this. You got it. But for us women, it's like it's a different way of uplifting each other. We tell us, of course, you're absolutely worth it. You're working so hard, and we question each other. Why do you think that you're not worthy, and why is this self-doubt where is this self-doubt coming from? It's from all the conditioning. It's the way we are raised. It's the way we are these like delicate creatures that cannot only for worshipping and not actually for any kind of function that we can do anything else apart from the things that we are supposed to be doing. But that is far from the truth. I learned it in a very hard way. I think we all have. And now when I walk into a boardroom or I walk into, for my negotiation skills, if I go somewhere, people are like, oh, Dilruba's here, she's going to handle it. Let her do the talking. And it makes me feel this immense pleasure, this immense joy that, I'm able to make a difference. And what I do is I'm always imparting these skills and knowledge to all my female counterparts, my colleagues, my friends, my family. I keep telling them, I keep validating them, because I know that one day they will be doubting themselves and they will be seeking some kind of validation from somewhere, and they won't receive that. They won't be on the receiving end. So you see, that's how I would say that that's the one way of doing it. And I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of self-actualization, and that really helps me realize what I have reached so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that. Zareen, did you want to?
We do, I think, as a woman, when we go to and I walk into, I've been working with my brother.
A bit closer.
Yeah, it's a family business that I work. So obviously I have the platform. Like the platform was given to me. Even though despite of that, I personally feel before when I used to go, people used to say, will she able to do it? Will she able to handle it? But now I think I have done it. I've proved to myself that yes, I'm capable enough. And I would not say it's only men. Sometimes women also tell me, oh, you're wearing a nice saree, you're looking so good. Do people work under you? So I want to tell them, yes, I do have brains too. Irrespective of what I'm wearing or how I look, I have to go sometimes and say, I have a 20-year-old girl, just to prove a point that I'm not that young. But men don't have to do that, unfortunately or fortunately. But yes, then now I think I've proved myself, and I still have to at work. I have to prove myself every time to others. More than validating for me, it's like, yes, I'm capable, and yes, I am good, and yes, I do have brains too, and I think I can negotiate as well, and no less like than a man or any other counterpart.
Thank you. So we've talked a little bit about the importance of networking and mentoring, right? These the strategies that women can use to build their confidence, and also, to get insight, to get knowledge and support to be able to fight for themselves. Dilruba, you shared a little bit about the importance of mentoring. Would any of you like to talk about the role of mentoring in your own life, whether as a mentor or as a mentee?
Thank you. Something I was looking when everyone was talking, how many women do we have in front of this panel discussion? I think we have more men around here than women. So this is something why I wanted to point it out, because when it comes to money and everything, we can see that how many men are interested to learn from the women. But we see a very few women are interested actually in this kind of discussion. Just to come back to your question, that is, my mentor was typically my father. So I want to get out this stigma that how many times actually we will always need another woman to vouch us. That's what I mean. I mean, it's very high time that we stop complaining or talking about it and we involve the men of our family to do the mentoring part. And I think it's not like only that I have my father vouching me. I'm sure that many women also have in their family brother, father, or their spouse someone to vouch for them, and also have a mentor at their office as well or from friends. So whoever is doing it, I'm actually very glad that some men have come up for their women in their lives. And what I wanted to tell is that to have a mentor, what we do, women, we look for another women mentor. So that is what I wanted to point out, that it's time that we have a cross-gender mentorship program that helps actually. That actually helps in a way that we have to also know what the men out there is thinking about us. Maybe we are always thinking that it will not work out, or maybe their suggestions will not be enough. I always need my mother to have that example setting. No, but I think we need to go up to men and also discuss about these things, and we need to have more men mentors with us. And as part of the mentee in BRAC Bank, we actually, when we are at a senior level, we get some, management training batch has to be assigned with a mentor. So particularly, I never take a female mentee because I want to change the mindset of a man when he joins the office. So that is something, my personal goal, and I believe that it has to be started at this point. I mean, at your home you have a boy child. I mean, it's time that you start from there. So when I do the mentoring part, I prefer doing it with a boy, because I think we get to learn a lot of things. Because when I'm doing it, I actually get to know many things. What they think about us is pretty wrong, and it's time that we can do some corrections as well. So mentor and mentee both should have a cross-gender. That's what I meant. Okay.
Okay, that's very interesting. So you don't take a male mentee. A female mentee. You only take male mentees. Interesting. Okay. Dilruba, do you want to? Okay. Yeah.
Well, here I have a bit of a difference of opinion because of my position, I do have quite a bit of. I have had mentors, mostly external, out of the culture, not gender-based. It is based on matching my requirement as a leader and what kind of mentors are out there. However, I have realized that there are areas where we need that comfort to discuss. And organization role is to ensure that gender bias attitude does not exist. These goes to a proper training. It's not only mentor or mentee. But I have seen that when I do have a mentor and when I go to him or her saying that, hang on, I'm unable to break that glass ceiling. I am going to a board meeting, but every time the government director will not look at me and talk. Very clear. It's a pure fact because I have government in my board. And, I do have a very strong opinion, but he would shut me down. Then what do I do? Right, and I asked someone, and that person did not understand because he never felt like what kind of double barrier women face to make an impression. Then I actually went to someone who is a woman. She actually gave me great trick. That I said, like, hang on, I was looking for this answer for quite a long time. I did not get it. I'll give another personal experience. In one of the young managers' conversation, I heard one girl saying that, that this Muslim marriage, we do have kabin nama. And said, like, okay, I have said my husband not to give it. And I said, hang on, why would you do that? Oh, I don't need it. I said, like, no, this is your right? You don't give away this. And she was a bit taken back, saying that, oh, wow, are we discussing? Then I have given her the fact that this is your money, you should invest. It's not about that you do have enough. This is as per the rule, you should have it, these are these things. All of a sudden, this sort of conversation helps. It's a bit of a smaller talk, but it helps a woman to think that
yes, this is an investment I can make. I don't need to talk about this bigness, right? This is specific for you, and if you have a confidence on what you have, you will ultimately support the family. Coming back in Bangladesh, let's put the context in Bangladesh. Still, there are unheard or discomfort among women. I cannot tell this to my boss saying that, okay, I need this, break at this moment. I'm going through a certain, discomfort, right? Postnatal issue. How you are going to discuss with men? That's the time you need a social network or ecosystem around you, so that that other senior person can look at you and understand that this is what bothering me. This is the reason this quarter I did not do good. It's not always about capability. In many cases, these are the surrounding situations we go through and we don't unable to perform. That's the time we need a bit of an emotional push, tricks and tips. And most of the cases, if you all have, I'm sure, read the Lean In book, right? This book is so great about for so many women in every level, not in a CXO, even starting, right? These are the things come from only women, because they go through the same guilty feeling of like family or career, right? That's the reason having the sisterhood helps. But of course, when I have an efficient mentor will give me the perspective, how do I perform, not thinking being a man and woman, but there are some discomfort that comes with a gender biased behavior, and we all suffer, and the world is still not equal, and we need equity for sure.
Thank you.
I really, she has stated it perfectly, especially the part where it becomes so awkward when you're asking a colleague, especially females, that, okay, why don't you talk about your rights? Because we have become so used to the fact that, okay, we take what we're given, that we don't ask for our rights, but it is our right. And when you go and ask for that, they would think that, oh, she's so provocative, oh, she's so aggressive, oh, she wants more. But, it's the different thing when the other sex asks for it. But that is the thing. When I speak, because I work in human resource, I am dealing with so many people every day, both, all genders. So I have created this space because it's very important to also make sure that you give them access to that knowledge, and also create that safe space and environment for both men and women. Because men also need empathy, they also need validation, but they are too self-conscious to speak out about it. Or if I do ask ma'am, okay, if I go up to her and tell her, okay, I'm having these problems, I don't know how to deal with them, because of course he can't speak to his family members about it, somebody will judge him. He can't speak to his friends or colleagues about it, somebody is going to make some kind of comment about it. So I really wanted to make sure that, okay, you come and you can talk to me about anything and everything, let me help you. Because if I do that, they will feel there will be a lot of conflict. There are a lot of barriers being broken, and it has to start from somewhere. So if I can tell one person that, this is something that it's okay, it's normal, we need to normalize this. This will spread. They will speak to others. We will be creating a momentum, and I want to keep that momentum going. So this discussion that we're having, this is so amazing. I'm hoping there is no judgment. I mean, there are a lot of people here, I don't know about that, but openly talking about it, about this so-called taboo subject, and I hope that we discuss about it even more. Like Appa was saying, that there are a lot of people who are underprivileged. I mean, we are actually privileged. We are fighting for our rights. We are grabbing what's ours. But what about them? That's why it's very much important that we make those resources accessible to those who cannot get access. So it can be in the form of finance, insurance, education, capital, creating and lifting all those boundaries that have been set by society and all these patriarchal institutions. We really need to not really break them down, to bring them down to a level so that we understand each other, creating a harmony. Because we are not about battling or fighting. We want to create something. So So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
So I know that you, Dilruba, and you, Zareen, you are running your family businesses. So my question is, well, we talked a little bit about, the barriers, the challenges that women face due to social stigma and stereotypes. Are there particular superpowers that women have, that you bring as female successors, as, women in the men's world, that you think actually give you an advantage or a special superpower or gift that allows you to do things in a way that's even, better than your brother or your cousin, or your uncle might be able to?
Okay. I will, I will try my best. I need to take care of myself first. For me, I mean, this is my realization now, today, till date, I realize that আমি নিজে ভালো থাকলে সবাইকে আমি ভালো রাখতে পারবো. I can take care of everyone and everything. Because most of the time, we go through so much. We are shedding so many layers. We wear so many hats. People have, the whole world has this unimaginable, this unrealistic expectation of us. So I have kind of embraced the whole thing and decided not to buy into that. I'm like, no, I will choose what's right for me when it's right for me. I will choose my battles. I will choose my ground. But most of all, I will look out for myself. Because in the end, I'm the only person who can, and the best person to be able to do it. If I can do that, the rest will be aligned. So I think that's the only thing that I actually truly believe in, that we can.
Do you have an affirmation? A self-affirmation?
Be in the now.
Be in the now.
Always.
Okay.
Because our minds are always wandering. We are looking here and there. Even while we're sitting here, I'm admiring all the beautiful ladies in the saris. I mean, I was feeling a bit conscious, and then I'm like, no, it's good, because I wanted to be comfortable, so I'm wearing my trainers today. It's good. And also, I have a wonderful view and all these beautiful people listening to us, so patiently. Thank you for that. My affirmation is, anytime my mind wanders, or I'm overthinking, or I'm doubting, or I'm operating out of fear, I'm like, be in the now. Be present. That's my affirmation.
That's really beautiful. So I would like to get to your response, Zareen, and I would also like to ask each of you, Shamima, Mehruba, and Zareen, if you have an affirmation, something that you say to yourself to remind yourself, I am worth it. I have value. I've got this.
Okay, so first of all, as you said, that I run a family business. I look into the pharmaceuticals and the healthcare and the footwear, and my brother looks after the power. When it comes to financial terms, the risk management is same for both the sectors. When we need to decide on something, I think we need to plan strategically in both the sectors. It's not that it's easier for him or it's not easier for me when it comes to work, because it's more or less the same. We need to plan ahead, we need to plan for a better future of the company. For that, we need to plan the risk management, the investments properly, and that investment planning is same for both of us, being a man or a woman or whatever. But if you think of a superpower, I would say that there is no need to say that I am better, or I need to do this, I need to do that, I need this hat, I need to be a best wife, I need to be a best sister, a mother, do this and that. We all have flaws, and we need to love ourselves with it. We need to love ourselves with the flaws, and there is no need to be Miss Perfect. There is no need for it at all, and I don't call for it. I don't want a man to come and tell me that, oh, you've been a great this. I don't need it, because I know I have done my best, and I will try even better, because every day we learn and every day we grow. So every day at work, even if there are failures, we grow from our failures too. So that's the main thing that I tell myself. There is nothing to prove to anybody that I can be better than you, because it's not a competition. I want to work together. I want to work together as a team, because we need to work together as a team for a better future of the country, of the company, of us. And if you talk about affirmative, that's what I tell myself every day. Love what you do and do what you love. And that's what I believe in totally, in every aspect. That's what I tell my daughter too. Thank you.
Thank you. So a couple of things there. I have flaws, and that's okay, right? Love yourself and what you do. Love what you do. Okay. Mehruba?
Yeah, okay. I will first talk about the affirmative that I believe. That is, there is no shortcut to success, and you have to be hardworking with whatever thing you love to do. And second thing is, women face one big challenge, that is, they want to manage it all. So it's okay if your home is at mess and you're looking after your career. It's okay if you want to take care of the baby and not work at all. You do not need to be number one in everything. I mean, that is something I see most women struggle with, that they have to be very good in everything. It's not needed. You can just be good in one thing and bad in rest of the things. That's completely fine. I mean, because most of my colleagues who are junior, female colleagues, I see that they start talking about that I want to have my home like this. Again, they're saying that I need my promotion this year. So if you need your promotion this year, you can concentrate in your work this year, and the home can be messy. It's just not neat. And you can have your family plan after 2 years. You do not need to have baby right after your marriage. That's completely fine. And if you want to have the baby, you can leave the job for a while. It's fine. I mean, just prioritize what you like. You don't have to be number one in everything. So just giving an example, today today is a Friday. My daughters, my spouse, they're attending parties. They are just by themselves. They don't have me around. It's just fine. I'm not feeling guilty, because most women say that I'm so guilty, I cannot do this with them. It's fine. I'm here with all of you people. That makes me happy as well. So that's how I tell my daughters that you can do things sometimes, and some of the things you will not be able to do today. It's just fine. Just be yourself. That's my affirmative.
Thank you. Shamima?
Very hard question. I always say that create your own brand and have your own recipe. Let's not try to see someone and replicate. It's not always easy. Everyone has got unique position. Today I can do good, next day I may have other priorities. That's okay. So always try to judge seeing others is detrimental to your mental health. So that's the reason it's your own journey. Enjoy it while you ride on your journey. That's it.
Okay, so some really powerful insights and self-affirmations from our panelists today. You don't have to be perfect. Accept your own flaws. Don't try to be like anybody else. You don't have to be everything to everybody. Just be yourself. I think there's a lot that we can take away from this advice. So let's close out today's session with one final question from all of our panelists. And that question is another piece of advice. What is one piece of advice that you would give to our audience about how they can improve their financial wellness today or in the long run?
For me, have a plan and start doing it. I see a lot of people plan it a lot, but they don't do it. And also take care of your own money. Do not give it to other, that someone else who is gonna plan it. It's okay. If I invest, I fail, I know that this was a bad choice. But knowing that my wealth needs to be taken care of and it needs to be secured. Many cases we don't have that kind of target, and we say that okay, it's just there. You need to have an active plan and start doing it.
Thank you.
Okay, I will be a little biased towards where I work. So all of you who are sitting here, please open an account for your wife, mother, or daughter. From a TARA account is a must. That's how you plan your finances from today. And all the ladies, I just want to advise that please plan your savings in such a way that you have some plan for after your retirement. and at the same time plan something which is short term and long term. So you do some of the money you deposit, you make a fixed deposit out of it, and some of it you make a plan of investing in an insurance product or an maybe buying something which will give you a better return after a few years. So these are the plans. You can do it yourself. You can just plan it with your spouse or your father or with your son. It's fine. But plan it now. Plan it today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. What you can do is, it has already been covered, but when you talk about financial planning, it's best to spread it out a little bit and do a lot of research. It's very important, what's best suited for you. And events like these are also great because you're networking, you're meeting people who work in finance. Especially you can think, okay, I can approach her. She's a woman, she knows, she has experience about this. Let me ask her about what I can do with my finances, with my savings. And please invest. It's very important. You never know the amount of money you're investing somewhere. Jodi lege jai, jodi kichu ekta hoye jai, because we are so scared that we don't want to invest. I have learned from that. Whatever money I have saved, I have started. I used to just not. It used to sit idle, and then I'm like, what am I? So it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. You make your money work. Don't be afraid. You will make mistakes, but you will learn from it. You start slow. You start small, but do it. Just do it. Don't just, like Appa said, don't just sit and plan. Just make sure that your money is going somewhere. Thank you.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
So mostly is covered, but I would say just definitely plan, budget, and start. May it be small, big, medium, doesn't matter, start. Even if you fail, you will know why I failed. So starting is very important. Just planning won't take us anywhere. And then good money habits helps us to make a stronger foundation, and stronger foundation is very, very important for our future. So plan, budget, start, and let's see how it goes. Thank you.
Can we give our panelists a big hand of applause? So let's celebrate women's leadership. I think this was a really, really amazing session. I learned a lot. I feel very inspired, and I feel like I got a few good tips, and I feel motivated to maybe take a few steps, to turn my plans into actuality. So thank you so much. This was wonderful.